Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Time to Study channel. Today here we discuss about the structure of atom. Here structure of atom is gives us a 3 to 4 marks. First of all, Dalton theory. Dalton's theory. He says that atom is the smallest particle of the matter. That means further this is the atom. This is the smallest particle of the matter. That means this atom is further cannot be divided, but it takes part of the chemical bond formation. Who says that? Dalton says that. After that, next, John Thomson. John Thomson's watermelon theory. He says that he takes the one of the watermelon and he takes the piece of the watermelon. We know that every watermelon has some pulpy is there and seeds is there. He says seeds are electrons and in this pulpy is positive. That means protons. He compared with the atom piece of the watermelon. When he says these seeds are negative charge, that are the electrons, and these red pulp is proton. That means this is the positive charge. When they are close together, positive charge is attracted by the proton. That time charge will be neutral. That time matter is collapsed. That means this theory is not possible in our life. After that, Rutherford. Rutherford explained the most of the geometrical positions of the electron, proton, neutrons. First of all, Rutherford gold foil theory of gold foil scattering theory of atoms. First, Rutherford says that he takes the polonium in the box of lead. This box is made by lead and this is the polonium radioactive element. Next, thin layer gold foil. Screen is the zinc sulfate. Here we gives to the polonium some of the rays, some of the energy or some of the light. That time this polonium gives us some rays. These rays are positive charge. That means these rays are alpha rays. Most of the alpha rays are go through the gold foil. Some rays are deflected. Some rays are deflector large angle. Some rays are deflected small angle. But some rays are go through the in this place. After that, this is the bond deflected at the same path of the back side. That means these alpha rays are repulsed here. That's why they are coming backside as the through path of at the same through path of backside. Here we observe here he says that he concluded that atom is the most of the part empty, but center of the part is positive charge. In this, Rutherford says this is the positive charge, center of the positive charge. This one is the, he says, nucleus. And in this part, protons and neutrons is there. That means these two are called as a nucleons. This is the nucleus. In this present of the proton neutrons are presented here. These are called nucleons. Every time in exam they are asked what is the difference between nucleons and nucleus. Nucleus is the center point of the atom. At the same time, present of the proton neutron particles in the center point of the atom, these are called nucleons. Nucleons and nucleus. Difference between both letters, both words. What is the nucleons? Nucleon is the center part of the atom. Nucleus is the center part of the atom. Proton, neutrons are present in the center part of the atom. These are called nucleons. After that, these alpha rays are positively charged. That means here one of the most important question in PolySet they are asked. Alpha rays are equal to helium atom or alpha rays are equal to helium ion. Which is the correct? Alpha rays are positive charge. That means helium atom has 2 electrons and positive charge. Here it is not correct. Alpha rays are positive charge. Helium ion has a loss of 2 electrons. That means positive charge. Here when alpha rays are equal to the helium ion but not equal to the helium atom. Next, here another question is there. Who discovered the nucleus? Which explain the gold foil scattering theory? These two questions are asked. First, nucleons are discovered by Rutherford. Nucleus discovered by the Rutherford. He explained the atom geometrical of atom with gold foil scattering theory. After that, these alpha rays are equal to the helium ion. Next, Rutherford atomic model. In this Rutherford atomic model, he says atoms are spherical in shape. This atom has a 3 subparticles. One is the electron, 2 is the proton, 3 is the neutron. Electron is the negative charge and proton is the positive charge. Neutron is the neutral charge. When nucleus are positive charge, why? That means this nucleus. Next, another question is there. Nucleus is the positive charged. Why? Because of in this nucleus protons are present. That's why protons have a positive charge. That's why they are presented in the nucleus of the atom. That's why this nucleus is get a positive charge. This is the another question. Here Rutherford gold spile theory or gold foil scattering theory or Rutherford atomic model. In these theory, in these theories, we get a three questions is there. What is the difference between nucleus and nucleons? Second one is the what is the equal to the alpha rays, that means helium atom or helium ion. Next one is the why is the nucleus is the positive charged. These questions are most important of the Rutherford theory. Here electrons are, second one is electrons are revolved to the electrons are revolved through the closed circle of the path, like planets revolve the sun. Here these electrons are revolved through the closed circle of the path. That's why just like a planets revolve the sun. That's why we known as a this theory is planetary atomic model. Atoms are neutral because of these atoms are number of electrons equal to the number of protons. That means every atom has a same number of electrons and the same number of protons. That means same number of minus charge at the same time positive charge. That's why every atom has a neutral charge. Next, these electrons are revolved through the circle path of the nucleus. That time two energies are present in there. Two types of the forces is present. One of the centrifugal and another is the centripetal forces is centrifugal and centripetal. This is the centrifugal. At the same time, this is the centripetal. These two forces are equal. That's why atom is the neutral. That's why the atom is the neutral. Next, Rutherford explained the geometrical address of the electron. First, who explained the geometrical address of the electron? Rutherford. That means electrons are revolved through the circle path of the closed circle path of the nucleus. This is the geometrical position. But he not explain the if he explain next one defaults. Here Rutherford have some defaults is there. If electron revolves through the closed circle of the nucleus, he loses their energy. That time the atoms are collapsed. We know that solar system is not collapsed. That means this is the wrong of the Rutherford theory. That means electron is revolved to the closed circle path of the nucleus. That time electrons every time loses their energy. Then they attracted by the nucleus. That time these atom is collapsed. This atom is collapsed, that time matter is nothing is there. We know that he says solar system. He takes the example of solar system. But solar system is stable. That means here his explanation is not correct. After that, Niels Bohr's atomic theory. Next one, Niels Bohr's atomic theory. Here he says that he tried to explain the geometrical positions of electron, neutron and proton. First, he says that neutron protons are present in the nucleus known as the nucleons. He says first thing, Bohr says that protons, neutrons are present in the center of the atom. This is called as a nucleus. These two are present in the center of the nucleus. That's why these are called as nucleons. However, electrons are revolved closed circle path of the nucleus. This is called orbits. Orbits have a fixed energy. That's why these are called stationary orbits. Fixed energy. First, when closed path of these circles are called orbits. When orbits have a fixed energy, these are called stationary orbits. When these stationary orbits have and also these are called shells. These are called as shells. When nearest circle of the nucleus, this one is the low energy level. That means Bohr is indicated. This circle is every circle is the n. That means first circle value is the 1 and second one is the 2. Third one is the 3. After that n is equal to 4, etc. Every time the circles are increased, the number of n is also increased. And also he denoted by the every circle some name. First one is he says first shell n is equal to 1. When n is equal to 1 shell is k. He denoted k. After that n is equal to 2 shell is the L. N is equal to 3 shell is the M. N is equal to 4 shell is the N, etc. Here we know that every time the values are increased, energy levels are increased. That time we wanted to know however, here how many electrons are present. 2n square is the one of the formula of how many electrons are present in one of the shells. Here we takes the n is equal to 1. 2. That means first shell have a 2 electrons is there. Second one 2n square. We apply to the n is equal to 2. That time 2 into 2 square. That means 8 electrons are present in the L shell. After that 2n square, n is equal to 3. 2 into 3 is equal to 18. That means in M shell 18 electrons are present. N is equal to 4. 2 into 4 is there. We can get 32 electrons is there. That means in N shell 32 electrons are present. These are first, second, third, fourth shell electron numbers. After, we know that these stationary shells, these stationary orbits are stable. That means these electrons are stable because of they didn't want to observe the energy or losses of energy. When electrons are lost to the energy or observed to the energy, when here, look here, when energy first shell electrons are jump to the second shell energy, that time these electrons are observed to the energy. This one is the E1 and second one, second shell electrons are jump to the first shell, that means lower shell. Here electrons are losses to the energy. That means delta E is equal to delta E2 minus E1. This is the second formula of electrons energies. That means in these stationary orbits are stable. These electrons are not to get energy or losses of energy, but they wanted to get energy. They wanted to observe the energy. They wanted to the loss to the energy. They wanted to the jump to the first shell to second shell or second shell to the third shell. They can get they wanted to get observe the energy. That means E2 is the losses of energy to the get jump to the E1 stage. After that, E1 electrons wanted to jump a E2 stage, E2 shell, that means second shell. That time they observe to the energy. Thus, that type of observed energies we indicated E2. This is the energy levels. Niels Bohr says these type of how many electrons are present in the shells is get a 2n square formula. How much energy is losses are observe the energy is get a delta E is equal E2 minus E1 formula. Next, here another question is there. When electrons are losses of energy, electrons are losses of energy are observed to the energy. How can we see? These are energy packets is present. Here energy, we indicated the energy packets. Here H nu is equal to delta E is equal to H nu by lambda. That means H is the Planck quantum number. That means 6.625 into 10 to the power of 23 joules. After that, mu is the frequency of the light. Next, wavelength of the light. This is says as how much energy packets is observed or energy packets or losses is there. Next one, angular momentum. Here, angular momentum, MVR, MVR is equal MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. This is the angular momentum of shells. Here defects Niels Bohr explained the single electrons theory. That means the Niels Bohr's important defect is, first one is above single electrons atoms are not explained by his theory. That means he explained only hydrogen atom, but he didn't explain one above electron atoms theories. Second one is he cannot be explained Stark and Siemens. Stark and Siemens effects. What is the Stark and what is the Siemens effect? Stark, strong field of the electricity in the present of the atom get some lines. Some give as some lines. That is the Stark effect. He didn't explain. He cannot be explained the Stark effect. Siemens effect. Some hydrogen is present in the magnetic field. That means strong magnetic field. It gives us some lines, colored lines. How can get these colored lines? He didn't explain. He cannot be explained. That means he explains only hydrogen atoms theory. He says what is the orbits, what is the stationary orbits, how is the electrons are present in the n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 shells, and he explains to the energy levels. That's it only. But he cannot be explained one electron to the more of the 2 electrons, 3 electrons, 4 electrons, these type of one. That means helium, lithium, sodium, these models are not explained by the Bohr. Stark effect, Siemens effect is also not explained by him. Here we see that he failed to explain the position of the electron, position and momentum of the electrons. And he, however, atom of the combined, how atoms are combined to the each other to forming a chemical bonding also he cannot be explained. Here he failed to explain the position of the electron, movement of the electron, and he failed to explain the combined to the formation of the chemical bonding. Thank you.